title on it, see? And Martin Luther King, his goal was to walk down the street one day with a white girl. We don't call that progress. No white woman watching this show or no white man in his or her right mind, white mind, want black boys and black girls marrying their white sons and daughters, in return introducing their grandchildren as half brown, kinky head Negroes. They don't want it. And
why not?
Why not? You know why not. Nobody else, and I'll tell you something else. Why not? For what? Every man likes a son who look like himself. Every man likes a son who look like himself.
There's a beauty to the unknown, a strange feeling of seeing that in which you don't understand, a curiosity to seek the truth. But what about when you are that which is different? What do you do when you cannot comprehend yourself? They look at you and try to disfigure that which you are and are not. They wish to pick apart and choose what they feel is their truth. That is I and many others, those who bleed a different hue from the ones who came first, and were always the true. As a child, the harshest truth is that you'll never be a part of that which should be us, but is instead them. As you grew, you saw the fruits of those harsh experiences and realized it was better this way. Strength in numbers, they say, but you, a lone wolf that found strength in the depths of solitude. For a long time, I felt isolated. I felt like the rest of the world was different from me. I kept telling myself, there is no one out there who looks like you, no one who could relate to you. Growing up, I was the only mixed one in the family on both sides. Going to cultural parties was the most anxiety-inducing thing I could possibly do. I was only 7 when I understood what was happening around me. Imagine the torment from other kids laughing at you because you look different. Imagine the strange and dirty looks given to you by adults, those who you'd think would be more mature to understand. I was born like this. I did not choose to be half of this and half of that, a deep wound that stayed with me for most of my life, something that undeniably made me feel like I was not worth anyone's time. I constantly felt like I had to prove my legitimacy as one of them. I would look myself in the mirror and wish for change. I would wish that I was completely one or the other, or pure-blooded as they say. But one day I sat down and I looked at myself in the mirror. I realized something. I realized that all this torment, all this anxiety that I had to face due to being multicultural had enriched me and made me stronger. I had been hardened by the years of racism faced by me from every angle, and I'd realized that I am beautiful in my own right. I realized I am an individual. I realized there really were people out there like me. They may not look exactly the same as me, but they face the same struggle that I had to live through. You know that word, identity? It's a meaning which is lost to those who wander between cultures, always having to look for acceptance. The people who, amongst their own, were denied a place in the ideas of the norm. Well, they instead decide to form their own definition of the word, beauty. It's our duty to use these clothes as a way to empower, to love the parts of ourselves that you saw as undesired, the parts that you wanted to define and mold to become more like you, those parts which you wish to cut off and throw away. Listen, look at me. Can't you see? We share the same eyes, you and I, but there's a taint to my skin. To you, I am stained, a faulty creation, a small variation. We are people, like you, from you, yet not you, a part of you which, although you deny, has as much of a right to live and speak like you do. You who dons cultural garbs, you who follow traditions that has no place for us all, you try so hard to carve us, define us, yet when we adopt one side and abandon the other, it's just never enough. We are so much more than our histories, our quote, ethnicities, and we choose what defines us. We take that which you have given us and make it our own. Because the reality is, we are the few lost children, the ones who had to fight to find and were not given the chance to be a part of your identity.